tonight. Now, the president of Germany's Bundesbank says that the only thing certain about Europe's economy right now is uncertainty. Joachim Nagel spoke to me from those IMF World Bank meetings earlier today, and he says Europe needs to implement the recommendations from the Draghi report before it's too late. Nagel began by telling me that there are brighter days ahead for the German economy. Listen.
I believe the outlook is rather good. So this year for sure will be one of these years where we expect more or less stagnation. But then next year, together with the fiscal package by the government, we will see that economic growth is coming back. So our expectation of the Bundesbank is around 0.7. And then for 2027, we will see growth rates definitely above 1%. And this is good news. So I will not say that Germany is back in the way that is the growth engine, but we are a reliable, a robust partner in Europe, and Germany will get to a path where we believe this is the right direction.
We've had these shocks to global trade, including not just from the United States, but also the issue of China as well. We've had this fiscal crunch in Europe. I'm very curious, what do you see as posing the most risk right now in the 12 months to come?
I think I really do not know. The only thing that I know, and you alluded to it in your question, there are so many uncertainties. I think it's a mix of many things. Is it geopolitical, or is it trade, or maybe it's so many different things that could trigger maybe a situation where we have to be concerned about financial stability.
And in the most diplomatic way, though, if the United States and Europe do not come to a more detailed agreement, I should say, because there is an agreement in principle, and if the United States and China continue to escalate, how do you believe that will change things in 2026?
I think, I'm not sure if it is, you can say, well, it's maybe deglobalization could be one of the outcomes. But coming back to your first part of the question regarding United States and Europe, we shouldn't forget that taking my country, the tariffs are 10 times higher than before. So this is a difficult situation, and it's for the German economy, for whole Europe, it's not easy to tackle this new situation. And then the situation with China is coming on top. Tariffs are much higher. So the world economy is not the same, and we will see what 2026 will bring. The best that I hope is maybe a situation where we should talk to each other, because I believe this kind of a trade conflict is not helpful. There are only losers, there are no winners. This is my assessment.
Mr. Draghi himself last month was quite blunt, just saying that, look, things are happening far too slowly. I mean, do you agree with him? Do you think much more needs to be done in order to improve European competitiveness? And I'm talking about a whole new start here.
So I cannot agree more what Mario Draghi said. I think his report is now 1 year old, and not so many things from this report is now being implemented. So we definitely have to speed up. As far as I'm not wrong here, although the German Chancellor said this today in front of the German Parliament, that he expects from Brussels a little bit more, let me say, speed on one or the other reforms, taking, for example, the famous capital market union, the banking union. I think we have to do our homework in Europe, so we have to look for ways how to integrate in a much better way. And I'm saying this now for months and months. The answer of all the things that are so uncertain in these days is more Europe and not less Europe.
Mr. Nagel, I want to ask you, you have made some provocative comments for what is your position. You have an independent position, you're not a politician, but you have been especially outspoken about the rise of right-wing parties in Germany and the anti-immigration sentiment also in the country. I want to ask you, by standing up in this way, and really the candor with which you have spoken, what do you hope to achieve? What do you hope the impact of that will be?
I think, first of all, when you mentioned this, that I attended my first time in my life last year a demonstration in Frankfurt, because I'm really of the opinion when it goes to those things that maybe some parties or maybe there are people that are undermining the democracy or sharing or maybe undermining the values we share, that is also something to do with the mandate of a central bank, because Europe has to be attractive for foreigners, for foreign investments. So I believe we have to fight for it. We shouldn't take democracy as a given. So, and this is my understanding, being in a position like this, I would like to get out and I would say what I think about this, that what we achieved over the last 80 years, that is an achievement, and we should do everything what is necessary to keep this achievement.